We love spending this time with you. Thank you for listening. If you would like to take your listening experience to the next level, did you know there's a way to do that, J-Bo?
I do.
Yep, you know how you do it. You go to thetjshow.com, you sign up for the TJ Show newsletter, and you get cool things dropped right into your inbox, like the TJ Show's 10 shares. We pick 10 different things, everyone on the team does it, that we think you're going to love. It's not just about our show. This is about like stuff, music we're listening to, whatever it may be.
Like life stuff.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole lot more in there. Sign up at thetjshow.com. This is the TJ Show. Wow, the feedback from yesterday's show at this time is not stopping. Like, I can't stop. Are these hate comments or just funny comments? I mean, there's just so much feedback from the story that Josh shared, and I got to read some of this to you, Josh. Josh shared a story yesterday about a girl you were dating, and she had this bad habit. She would bring food from outside the movie theater into the movie theater.
Right.
And Josh did something that I find very offensive.
Same.
He ratted out this girl by luring her to a line where there was a guy who was checking bags. Now, there was an option where there wasn't someone checking bags. You wanted her to get caught.
Yeah, I wanted justice to be done. Yes.
And then after she got all of her food confiscated and dumped into the trash bin, what did you say to her again?
So, you want popcorn now? Yep.
Sounds like a guy you want to be on a date with. Now, that did not last, and you're now married to another woman.
Yep.
So let me read some of the feedback that we're getting from this story that you shared. Josh should go to jail.
Oh.
Not a life sentence or anything, but 1 hour of jail time sounds right.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think that's a pretty good.
Yep.
I would actually like to see him go to jail for an hour.
Just 1
No,
hour.
people who steal and bring in outside food should go to jail for an hour.
Get
That
outta
should
here.
be the punishment.
A question that came up: how else are we supposed to bring spaghetti in? That's a fair question. What, if it was spaghetti, would you let her bring spaghetti in?
No, that's still food.
They say that's not a crime. So he would rather have spent the extraordinary amount of money on a snack instead?
Yes, I absolutely would. Yes.
Big baller, deep pockets.
Josh reports people to security for taste testing grapes in the supermarket. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, see, I'm against that.
How do you
Absolutely.
feel about that?
I take no offense to that comment. I'm proud to be one of these people.
From Fred the Mailman, 1,000%. He was everyone's least favorite crossing guard at school. Narking on people who participate in naked recreation with you is an egregious violation of bro code. You have to see that as a violation of bro code.
Well, bro code doesn't that only apply to bros? You know what? I would still do that to my bros.
You know, there's that kid or a couple of kids who wear the vest or the like little satchel in the hallway monitors.
Yes.
Don't run. That'd be Josh right there. He would tell on you.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Josh is the one to remind the teacher that you forgot to give us a homework assignment.
Yes.
There's more, guys. This does not stop. I can't get to all the comments that came in. I bet Josh is really fun at parties. You hate going to parties.
I absolutely, and I'm no fun at them. You know what hurts is all of these things are true. Like, that's what actually hurts about these comments.
Josh is the kind of guy that does his taxes on January 1st and then brags about it until 4/15.
I'm still bragging about this year's taxes. Absolutely.
One that simply says trash. The next one,
That's good enough.
this
That's
was
trash.
a hidden comment. You know how Instagram sometimes hides comments? Josh, you are the biggest bleep.
Fill in the blank, yo.
Get over it, bud. Everyone does it. We aren't robbing banks. So there you go.
I had to defend
man.
Josh to personal friends of mine who were DMing me about this video we posted on Instagram saying, is this guy really as lame as he seems? I'm like, Josh is great.
I'll let Josh answer that question.
Yes,
The
yes,
answer,
I am. All
I
those
guess,
comments are 100% true.
Is yes. Well, thank you for all of your feedback,
man.
and sorry if I didn't get to your comment. There are just too many of them. Oh, actually, there is one voicemail I want to play. Can you pull up that voicemail we heard earlier?
Oh my gosh. My name is Dustin. I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee, and I just heard about Josh snitching out over bringing food into a movie theater, sneaking it in, calling himself the police. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say. There's not words.
He's just
so
in a
disappointed.
state of shock.
But I love y'all show. All of you. You do a great job. I listen to you every day for numerous hours.
Wow.
But, yeah, that one right there just really caught me by surprise. So have a good day, y'all.
Hey, Josh, he said he loved all of us. That means you too, even though you think you're the popo.
Heyo!
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of love in this guy if he can still love Josh.
That's right.
And I would like to clarify, J-Bo called me the police. I only called myself a superhero.
Oh, gosh.
This is the TJ Show. You reach out anytime at 302-303-1151. Got some pretty surprising news from my wife. She said, Willa, who is my 5-year-old daughter,
Right.
about to turn 6 in just a little bit of time, said that Willa wants to get her ears pierced.
Okay.
I
Why
was
is that
like,
surprising?
Does she know like what's involved there with the needle through the ear?
It's quick, man. It's like, doop.
Because she's so tough. Like when she goes to the doctor, she doesn't care about the shots. She'll climb up a playground structure and then like roar at the top like a lion. I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, you're 5.
She'll be tatted up in no time.
No, she won't.
Yeah, I'll take her for her first tattoo.
No, and so I figured I might as well interview the source.
Hey, Willa.
Hi, Dada.
What do you want for your birthday?
I want to get my ears pierced, but before my birthday.
Do you know that they stick a needle through your earlobe?
Yeah.
You're not afraid of that?
Of course not.
I can't believe it. I mean, I would have been petrified at the thought at her age, and even now, it makes me afraid. I'd run away.
Why not?
Don't know.
But it's worth it for the earring?
If it don't hurt, it don't look good.
Wow, who taught you that?
I got my sources, Dada.
So I don't know who's teaching her what.
Sources.
But this is
If it don't hurt, it don't look good.
like, really? Why?
Oh,
and so I'm
man.
trying to talk to my wife on the side. Like, how do we convince her out of getting these earrings? I mean, did you have earrings when you were that young?
Listen, straight out of the womb, I was
Really?
born. I was like, "Meh," right, left, right ear.
They do that?
Yeah.
Well, see, that
They did to me.
That almost sounds better. You're already crying.
That's right.
And it's like, all right, go for it.
I don't
But
know the difference.
she loves earrings and she loves looking at them.
Yeah.
And right now she's wearing these little like stick-on earrings.
Maybe you can get camera guy Josh to talk to her, because remember we saw that he ordered when he was in high school those magnetic fake earrings.
Oh,
'Cause he wanted
yeah.
to look cool.
yeah, that's a tool move.
That's right.
That's always an option for wussies like me.
Yeah, no, but Willa's not a wussy though. Willa's down. She's
No,
for
she
it.
is strong. She's
Yeah.
like a fierce warrior.
That's
But
right.
yeah, that is true. You were just reminded me when you were in high school, you were trying to look cool and you got a magnetic earring.
Diamond magnetic earrings. They were the square diamonds, not real diamonds, of
Did
course.
anyone make fun of you for that?
No, I hid them from my father because I knew he'd be disappointed in me, and I think I looked pretty cool. No one knew they were magnets, of course.
Okay, yeah.
Well, do your other daughters have earrings, TJ?
No, none of them do.
She's
No.
gonna be the first one.
Yeah, my 9-year-old is the one who's running away from the doctor with the shots. And,
Yeah.
I'm
I'll take her.
surprised by it. Producer Heather has these earrings. Like you've got the earrings where it almost looks like you could fit a penny through there. Like how big? What do they call those?
I gauged them, so I made the holes bigger. Like
Yeah.
you can see, I can pull it out. You see
Oh,
it? You see
my
how big
goodness,
the
are
hole
you
is?
okay?
See through her
Oh,
ear,
yeah, yeah.
You just
earlobe-
pulled out that
earlobe.
little gauge, and I feel. Are you?
Stick my pinky through
Oh,
it.
she's
You
putting
see
her
it?
pinky through. I mean, it's cool. It looks cool on her. I'll give her that.
It does.
Can you help me convince? Like, are you happy that you have them, or can you just help me work a plan so that she doesn't want to do it anymore?
Sure, I'll take her and I'll get like another hole pierced right before her, but I'll
Uh-huh.
scream really loud and say, "No, don't do it, don't do it," and then maybe she won't want to do it.
All right, let me check with my wife first before I agree. I would just say yes right now, but I got to ask Jess first. By the way, J-Bo, you got a package today. I thought this was so
I
sweet.
did, yeah. I got some flowers from a listener, Noah, in Oregon. He sent me some flowers. My dad had passed away last week, and so that was very thoughtful. Thank you,
Yeah, I
Noah.
couldn't believe it. I saw Kenny running in flowers. I was like,
Yeah.
what did she do? And you told me that story. I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, it's very sweet.
We really have the most incredible people
Mm-hmm.
listening to this show. I mean, such kind hearts. For you to do that, Noah, that's just amazing.
Yes,
and thank you to everyone who has reached out. We are so grateful that you are listening to the TJ Show and you care about J-Bo's heart just like we do.
Yeah, I've received the voicemails as well, so thank you very much.
Yeah, so awesome. When someone gives you a gift of perfume or cologne, it does raise a few questions.
It does.
You wonder why?
Every Christmas, I used to get a gift from my cousin, a box of lotions and perfumes, and I was like, "Girl, what are you trying to say?"
Well, just recently, your mom stepped up
Another
to the plate.
one. Yep,
Another one who is thinking something about you. I don't know.
it feels that way, TJ.
You decided to do the right thing. You asked her, "What's the reason?"
Yeah.
Mom, you sent me a photo of the perfume that you got me, and it's called Hot Lips.
Whoa, your mom. What is she? I guess
I
she.
don't know what she's trying to do.
Very risque.
Very awkward, right?
Yes.
First of all, the name at least. Thank you for the perfume. I'm just wondering though, what's the reason why you got me that?
Great question. You got to ask at this
Yeah.
point. Too many people are giving you perfume.
I know.
My coworker sells them for $30. And she's like, why don't you get one for your daughter? I said, yeah, let me get one for my daughter. And I got it.
Oh, is that simple?
She got hustled at work though. Like somebody was hustling my mom. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah. You know there are people who walk around and hey, I started a business. And wait, actually, I take all that back. I've you know what? I'm just having a flashback. I talked about this one time on the radio, and people sent in a lot of complaints because they said that they did start a business.
You're
No, I know
scarred.
you did. I
You're
know you
scarred
did.
now, huh?
And you know I'm okay. I have enough lotion, but I love you.
I don't need any more shampoo.
And you know what? If you-
conditioner, I'm straight.
If you're doing great with it and it's not hurting anyone and it's helping people, even better. I'm happy for you.
That's awesome.
$30, man. I'm gonna be smelling like the queen of the Caribbean. I'm gonna be smelling good, like fresh flowers and pineapple juice. I do appreciate the gift, but what made you think of me? Like, are you trying to tell me something?
Okay, another great question.
Stop reading more into it than what it is. I'm giving my daughter a gift. I know you like perfumes. I thought it was a nice perfume. It's very soft. It's not loud. That's why I liked it also. I bought an oil perfume for me. I don't think you're funky.
By the way, she got hustled twice. Yes. For you
And for herself.
and for herself.
Okay? And the bottle is real pretty.
Okay, so it's a pretty bottle, J-Bo.
Yeah, I knew though that she was gonna come at me. She's like, "Stop taking things personal." She always tells me that, but I always feel like there's always something, you know what I'm saying, that she's trying to say without saying it.
Well, sometimes I'm a little funky, but I think we're all funky sometimes. Thank you for the gift. I'm looking forward to the beautiful smelling perfume and the pretty bottle that will decorate my countertop.
You weared it yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, when you do, can I sniff you?
My husband Archie gets the first sniff. Yeah, he can have the second.
No, he can totally have the first sniff.
Okay.
Do I get to sniff before Kenny does?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, what's the order of sniffers on
my
the show?
my husband,
Me?
TJ,
Okay.
Josh, Heather, then Kenny.
Kenny's last.
I'm kidding.
I'm not wearing deodorant tomorrow, and you're gonna regret it.
I'll bring my perfume in.
No. This is the TJ show. Do you wear cologne or anything, Kenny?
No, I just wear deodorant.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I feel like if you wear cologne, you're making a statement that you're wearing cologne. And
Well, yeah.
I don't want people to know that I'm wearing, but I do smell sometimes, like we have a friend and she wears this like sandalwood smell and I'm drawn to
I love
it.
how
I like
you
it.
know what it is.
Yeah, well,
Sandalwood.
I
love
know,
that.
because I recognize the scent and I do like it. Like
Yeah.
when I actually, this is really cool because it makes me feel like my dog Luna. So she was over our house one time and the whole house smelled like this sandalwood.
Smelled nice.
And I was like, oh, I know exactly who was here.
Yeah.
And I like that I had that strong of a sense. It made me want to be like an animal.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this: when my husband Archie puts on his Armani, I act like an animal.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
This edition of the TJ Show is sponsored by BetterHelp. It's so easy for us to ignore our social battery, spread ourselves too thin.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
How often are we trying to please everyone, say yes to this, and then this event, and then this party, and it's like, well, what about time for myself? What do I do? Talking with someone about how to recharge, how to socialize in a way where we have more self-awareness. The moment that I realized there was such a thing as self-awareness, it changed my life. Part of that came through therapy. And I love talking to the person that I get to talk to. I've talked to her for about 4 years. It's such a gift to get that special time. And she has most definitely helped my life. If you've ever considered it a little bit, maybe I should try therapy. Well, give it a shot. Go fill out the questionnaire at betterhelp.com/TJ. You get linked up with a licensed therapist. You can switch therapists anytime with no additional fee. Find your social sweet spot with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/TJ today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TJ.
Bedside Matters is the podcast for all the latest medical news and answers to your questions. Hosted by respected physician Dr. David Kipper, comedian Anna Vicino, and writer-producer Peter Tilden. Plus, we have special guests like Danny DeVito.
I was marveling. It was such a life-saving moment. You like Houdini.
Steve Martin and Martin Short.
We were working and Marty had this Christmas opportunity to fly home and see his grandkids and his children. And he gets off the plane and has COVID.
It was a Home Alone sequel except for a 7-year-old with COVID.
Charlie Day.
David, thanks for keeping me alive, and thanks for keeping Danny alive so we could keep the show on the air for as long as possible.
And many more. New episodes of Bedside Matters drop every Monday, wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the TJ Show, and it's Thursday, April 25th, 2024. Happy Friday Eve to you, J-Bo.
Happy Friday Eve, TJ.
Kenneth, good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
I felt quite humiliated yesterday. I was at the dermatologist's office, and it's a new office, and I get on the table like a slab of meat, and the doctor comes in, and he introduces himself. And I've found that dermatologists are far and away the most talkative doctors there are. It's consistent across the board. They think that getting into conversation is going to make you more comfortable, that you're just awkwardly sitting there without your clothes on.
Well, yeah, that's like good bedside manners.
Yeah, but they start asking about, oh, what do you do for work? And I go, I work in audio production. He goes, oh, what does that mean? You know, I produce audio every day. Well, what does that look? So I go, well, it's podcasts and radio. Oh, cool. Anything we know? I go, well, I don't know. It's a radio show, and we're on in a bunch of cities across. And eventually, he gets it out of me. What's the name of the show? I go, well, it's called the TJ Show. And he goes, whoa, I guess we've got a big radio. I mean, he said it in a very nice way.
You're so much better than I am, because when people ask me what I do for a living, I say I work in communications.
Yeah, see, that's a better answer.
That's all I say.
But he eventually realizes now he knows where the podcast is, and he knows where to find us. And at the very end, he goes, well, I think I'll be checking out your show. I said, great. Well, I said, that'll be really awkward for you because now you've seen my butt and you can listen to the show.
Yeah.
Now, when I tell you he didn't crack a smile, I'm not kidding. I think
Tough crowd.
I think that was crossing a doctor line when I said that, but his assistant cracked up laughing. So I go, oh, okay, here we go.
There you go.
And she told me, I think I'll check out the show too. And I said, well, I don't know. You were on that computer. Did you get a peek at what was going on?
They're probably hoping the show is as funny as your butt.
Well, hey, my butt's not funny.
I don't know what your butt looks like.
How can you say that without knowing?
I don't know. I just figured it might be.
Yes. Well, I guess
Butts are funny.
Everyone is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. So fair point, J-Bo. Yes, Kenny.
After that joke, the doctor is definitely thinking twice about checking out the show.
That's a good joke.
Well, I don't know what else to say. It's like, it's the most awkward. It's got to be one of the most awkward situations in our existence.
Yeah.
Like, the dermatologist table is just so weird. And I've never gotten over it. You'd think I'd have matured by now, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I asked my therapist if she checked out the show, and she's like, I thought about it. And I was like, yeah, please don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, just let me be me in this room, please.
We want all listeners except for those people.
Yeah, man.
Just leave us alone here in our special place.
Right.
And, we can do with one or two less, J-Bo.
Right.
I'm with you. Hey, thank you for turning your radio on today. We want you here. We're so happy that you're
sure.
here. Just don't start checking underneath our arms and everything.
Yeah,
and then
or giving me counseling sessions.
You're welcome to be a part of this whole crew. J-Bo, I have a question for you.
What's up, TJ?
Has anyone asked you to prom this year?
No, I'm waiting for my husband Archie to ask me, but...
Oh, yeah. I'm seeing on my social media feed, 'tis the season.
It is.
People are doing their promposals. I didn't have promposals when I was in high school.
Yeah, it was just an ask. Like, would you go with me to prom? That was it.
The closest I ever got to a promposal was a bunch of years back on the radio. Some kid wrote the show and was like, hey, can you help me propose to this girl I want to go to the prom with? I'm like, sure, what do you want? And he wanted us to write a song that he could play over the radio to her, and then he got down on one knee and asked if she would go to the prom.
Bro, not the one knee. The song is cool. The one knee, nah.
Yeah, I was like, I'll get a song made for you. We had someone write a song and
That's
then
cool.
played it on the radio, and that was kind of fun. She said yes.
I hope so.
It all happened on the radio.
That's awesome.
Every time, and I don't want to feel this way, I kind of want to just be over it, but every time I see someone smiling about the prom, I get a little bit sad.
Why?
Because the prom was so traumatic for me. First of all, no one wanted to go with me.
Oh, dog, I'm sorry.
But I was also this nerdy, awkward person. I didn't really know how to get into a conversation with a lady, ever.
Okay, ever.
They were
Things have changed because TJ's now married.
Well, yeah, they were.
And it has 3 daughters, by the way, so you know something definitely changed.
Yes. No, there's something changed. It's called divine intervention. I needed divine intervention.
Bro, you grew up.
Yes, I grew up, and I'm grateful for that. But, I think about that season. It's really tough.
Right.
I know, I can't imagine what it's like now in school. Do people still worry about getting asked or not, or are they just on social media and they don't care?
Well, here's the thing. I know that when I see my friends hanging out and they post photos on social and they didn't invite me, or they just happen to be in a different state and they all live together and I don't live there anymore, I get a little sad. So I think social might amplify the sadness if you don't get asked to prom because you see all the photos on your feed.
Yeah, it's probably actually worse than I had it in
for
high
sure.
school.
I think so.
Like, I was hurt enough without a screen reminding me of how horrible it is that no one wanted to go with me. I couldn't imagine what that feels like. That's got to be tough.
Well, you had someone run out on you when you asked them to prom.
Yes, I shared that story with you over a lunch, I think. We got into a deep discussion. I said, well, you know what really hurt me? And there was this girl that I was like, I guess you can't really be I guess you could be in love with someone without them knowing.
Yeah, for sure.
It was weird. Let's just put it that way. I really like this girl. And so we're all at a big hangout, and I ask her, I say, hey, would you be willing? And before I could finish the word willing, she put her hands over her ears and started screaming, no, and ran out of the room. And, I understand. I would run away from me at that time too. But, I think it hurt me when I was a kid, and, it made me devastated then going even into adult life. Like, I had to really mature.
Oh, yeah, definitely etch yourself in your heart. It's funny because we were having lunch and we're talking about these stories, TJ and I, and he mentions that. And I'm like, well, at least the person you went with didn't have you looking busted when you walked in the door to prom. I remember going to prom with this guy named Lewis, and I had the biggest crush on him, the biggest crush. And we went to this fancy Chinese restaurant. Have you heard of P.F. Chang's?
Yes.
Okay, so it's pretty good. And he was trying to be cute and feed me orange chicken, and that orange chicken fell right down the middle of my baby blue dress. So when I walked into prom, all you see is this orange chicken streak on my blue dress. So yeah, I mean it's tough, man.
It's a heavy perfume.
Right.
You like the smell, don't you? Shut up. Kenny, were you popular? Were you asked, or did you have to ask someone?
I had options, brah.
Oh, whoa. Yeah. Options.
So your sister, your cousin, your cousin's cousin, your sister's cousin's cousin.
But I was senior class president my senior year, so I actually was one of the people organizing.
Well, good for you, Kenny. Was it a fun prom?
Yeah,
of course it was.
It was a blast.
That had to be stressful if you plan it yourself.
An organized man right there.
Yeah.
This is the TJ Show. Hopefully your prom season is wonderful. I think it's safe to say that technology has most definitely spiraled out of control.
Right.
There are things that are happening, and even some of the smartest people in the world are scratching their heads saying, how in the world did that happen? Mm-hmm. In this story, what a fascinating situation that's unfolding surrounding AI and using artificial intelligence to recreate the voice, in this case, of a world-famous performer, one of the most famous of all time.
Yeah, there's been some drama going on. So 2023, backstory real quick. Drake and J. Cole released a song where J. Cole said, hey, I'm one of the best rappers along with Drake, along with Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar shot back this year on a song with Metro Boomin and Future where he says, there's no big three, it's just me. Mm-hmm. So then J. Cole released a diss track, and then Drake released a diss track as well, which is what we're talking about right now.
Drake, a very talented guy.
Mm-hmm.
He somehow, or whoever his producers are, were able to get Tupac's voice.
Yeah, Tupac, yeah.
And generate new words and new lyrics with his voice. Now, personally, that is a really offensive move because who's to know? I mean, Tupac's not here. He doesn't have a say.
He passed a long time ago.
And to have somebody else, some other artist or writer, write his words for him, use his likeness. And what's surprising is that it sounds really good. It is. It sounds like something new.
Yeah.
The attorney for Tupac's estate reached out and sent a cease and desist letter to Drake for this AI verse and tailor-made freestyle. That's the name of the diss track. They said the estate would have never given approval for this. Mm-hmm. On top of it all, Snoop Dogg, who's still alive,
right? Snoop.
There's a verse of him in there, and he didn't sing it. It's his voice that they somehow generated this new verse from. And so Snoop Dogg responded and says, they did what? When? How? Are you sure? Y'all have a good night. I mean, this is unbelievable, unprecedented.
My thing is, where does Drake get the audacity to say, I'm going to go ahead and, use Tupac's vocals on this diss track to Kendrick Lamar? And Tupac may not even feel that way. Probably wouldn't have felt that way towards Kendrick.
Morally, it feels off.
Right.
His brother, Tupac's brother, apparently commented to TMZ saying, Drake using Tupac's voice for just a rap battle didn't fly with him.
That's facts. Not even out of respect. Use it for something good. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, think about that.
For like legit art.
Once the cat's out of the bag or the toothpaste is out of the tube, how do you get it back in? You know, it's out there now.
Yeah, that's tough. There was a huge debate when it came to Robin Williams and his vocals being used. I know there was something that made that okay, but even his family felt some kind of way about that. George Carlin, who's a comedian who's passed away, I think there were some YouTubers who created a whole special, and his family was like, "Where'd you get this? Like, why'd you do this? Why would you?" So it's like people are just taking the liberty to use people who've passed and take their art and repurpose it for, frankly, trash.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. When this stuff started popping up with artists and who've passed, their likeness being used, I was like, it's whatever. It's like, you know, but now I think about it as like myself, right? I have videos and things that I've posted on social that audio can be used down the future to make a video of me saying something that I would have never said if I was alive and living.
Well, and what's starting to happen is people are losing their identity.
Right.
Like a little at a time, you're eroding this identity of this performer who said what he had to say while he was here.
Right.
But it's like somebody else is speaking for him.
Exactly.
It's really creepy, bizarre stuff.
Right.
This is the TJ Show.
Ever notice that how you feel affects your food choices and that what you eat affects how you feel throughout the day? Well, researchers noticed it too, and now there's cutting-edge science about how food affects our emotional well-being. I'm food and science journalist Mary Beth Albright, and in my weekly podcast, Eat, You'll Feel Better, I look at practical, realistic ways to put the science of eating for emotional well-being into action. And, this is important, without lapsing into negative diet culture messages that can really ruin anyone's emotional well-being. We talk about things like how the food in your gut sends messages directly to your brain. And we also celebrate something that I personally find often missing from food health news, and that's leaning into pleasure. Because food is delicious, and it's not just about what we eat. Emotional well-being is also about how we eat. So join me every week on Eat, You'll Feel Better, where we use science to improve mood through food.
Hi, everybody. This is Adriana Trajani. I'm the host of You Are What You Read, a podcast about the books that built our souls. I have the privilege of interviewing luminaries of our times about the books that shaped them from childhood until now. Don't miss it. We get everybody from Sarah Jessica Parker to Kristen Hanna to Jhumpa Lahiri, Susie Essman, Rainn Wilson, Amor Towles. You name it, they come, they talk, they share. You can join us on Instagram for more behind-the-scenes content and giveaways at You Are What You Read podcast and at Adriana Trajani. New episodes of You Are What You Read drop every Tuesday on Apple, Spotify, or any major streaming platform wherever you listen to your podcasts.
This is the TJ Show, our news. It sounds a whole lot different around here. Kenny reads through every story he can find, and then he brings us the most interesting ones. Kenny, what's happening on the planet today?
Late on Tuesday, the Senate passed the proposed...
Are you okay? Do you need the Heimlich maneuver?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Need some water.
Go ahead.
So on late
Did
Tuesday...
you just eat a snack bar?
No, I didn't. I just had a little something come up. I'm sorry.
Oh, all right. No, it's fine. This is what happens when you're human.
Yeah, drink some water.
Yeah, I'm not AI.
Bring it down.
You're not AI, and that's good news. We want to celebrate a choke when it happens. That means you're listening to a human.
That's right.
Let's use that to discern what's human and what isn't before the AI starts doing the chokes to fool us.
Can you choke for me real quick? I want to make sure you're human. Thank you.
All right, go ahead, Kenny. Sorry.
So the Senate passed the foreign aid package bill, which included the potential TikTok ban, and yesterday President Biden signed that bill into law.
Wow. So what does this mean for our reality of social media?
This means that potentially a TikTok ban could start as early as January 2025 or April 2025 if the one-time extension is granted. Essentially, TikTok will have to sell off, or ByteDance, TikTok's parent company, will have to sell off TikTok in order for it not to be banned. However, TikTok, their parent company, has responded saying they will fight this in court.
So this very dangerous situation, give it another 8 months of dangerousness.
Or a
then
year.
Maybe we'll extend it to a year. Yeah. I mean, do you feel nervous about this whole thing? It's pretty wild.
I'm not nervous about it, but I think it's going to take a lot longer than the year that they're giving ByteDance to sell TikTok, especially if ByteDance is going to fight this in court. That's usually a long, drawn-out process. Then you add the year, possibly after that. So I feel like TikTok's going to be around a while. And TikTok believes that this is a threat against Americans' First Amendment rights. And there are 170 million Americans on TikTok at this present moment.
Wow.
And they feel that they're having their rights taken away.
Yeah, I guess you could see how a YouTube or Meta could absorb it. I mean, that would obviously be very interesting to them.
Yeah, I've even seen Kevin, the guy from Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful, has already said that he's down to buy it. He's
Wow.
like first in line. It's a property that has a lot of value, so I guess first we have to get ByteDance to agree to that, and we'll see how it shakes out in court.
We should get you at the negotiation table. All right, so we like the Frenchie riding the skateboard. Okay, we get that with the deal. It'd be great. I mean, this is what we're arguing about.
Let's do away with the fight videos, though. Thank you.
You have to think about a lot of people who earn their living on TikTok
Right.
and other forms of social media that might be out of a job.
Worth mentioning. Have you Googled French bulldogs riding skateboards?
They're super cute.
They're impressive. I've seen one that goes downstairs. Like some of them are better skateboarders than others. If it wasn't for TikTok, I don't know that I would know about that.
Yeah, I can't even stay on a skateboard.
Yeah, I know. Very impressive.
There's
All
some
right.
good and bad, but there's a lot of concerns.
A lot of French bulldogs
as
yeah.
well.
What do you got? What else, Kenny?
Tampa General Hospital has introduced a first-of-its-kind drone program that will deliver life-saving emergency response equipment to people who call 911.
That's phenomenal.
Awesome.
Yeah, each drone will have an AED, which is a defibrillator for cardiac arrest. It will have Narcan for overdose treatment and also a tourniquet for trauma treatment. They say this program will start May 1st. The coverage area at this point is 3.5-mile radius, but they're hoping to expand that with approval from the Federal Aviation Commission.
Kenny, what else do you have?
I think just yesterday we were talking about ways to make more money, maybe side hustles.
Yeah.
And I saw this story in the New Yorker about restaurant scalping.
Sounds illegal.
I'm not exactly sure what the legality is, but this is the idea of making reservations at hot restaurants and then selling those reservations to other people.
It has to be illegal. Or at the very least, very annoying.
I
Why
don't
is that
know.
illegal? I mean, you gotta pay bills. You know what I'm saying?
There's a whole service called appointmenttrader.com that allows for this kind of thing to happen. And according to one college student from New York, he made $70,000 last year by
Wow.
selling tables at hotspots in New York City like Carbone's.
Huh.
Bro, I got a couple restaurants I can call.
I wonder if the restaurants would get a cut of that to allow it. And your food's got to be really good if people are going to put up with that kind of nonsense.
But you're just fulfilling a reservation. People are still going to show up and go, and they're going to order from the restaurant and eat there. So the restaurant's already getting their money.
Yeah.
They don't charge per reservation.
Something feels weird and unsettling about it.
It feels a little weird to me, too, especially when this guy told the New Yorker that he uses fake names and phone numbers to secure these tables at Michelin-starred restaurants and trendy hotspots. He says he even changes his voice on the phone if necessary, if the person answering recognizes his voice.
You want to hear the other side of that? There's this restaurant that we go to that's mediocre. And I walk in and they ask me, "You have a reservation?" And I look around and I'm like, who are you kidding? You think I have a reservation here?
Listen.
No, I don't say that. I think it. I'm very polite. I go, no, I don't.
Right.
And every time, okay, I think we can fit you in.
Yeah, you have all these empty tables.
Kenny, what else do you have?
Researchers did a study on mountain chickadees in the Rocky Mountains, and it turns out they have remarkable memories.
Can you clarify, what is a mountain chickadee?
It is a bird. It is about a half ounce. Tiny bird.
Little bird.
Are they sure that's not a bug?
No, it's a bird. It's got feathers and
rodent.
everything. The brains are slightly larger than the size of a pea, but somehow they are able to recall locations and stash tens of thousands of food items like seeds and tree bark, under dead leaves, inside pine cones, across the mountains, and they can remember where they hid these things with
Wow.
pinpoint accuracy.
See, they're not great at a lot. But that little pea brain, they can do one thing very well.
Yeah, they'll never go hungry.
They put tags on some of these chickadees, and then they set up these feeders that would open only if a certain chickadee came by. And that's how they were able to determine that they can recall locations of tens of thousands of these hidden snacks that they've saved them for themselves, especially over the winter in the Rockies. It's very important for their survival.
I can't even remember what I ate for breakfast yesterday.
Yeah, I was looking for my keys earlier today.
Yeah, I was looking for my phone. It was in my hand.
Give me one of those bands. Yeah. Kenny, what else is going on?
Well, in Antarctica, there's a volcano known as Mount Erebus. It's one of the most intense and southernmost active volcanoes on Earth, and researchers are saying that it's estimated to release grams of gold daily, which is worth about $6,000 every day. It's like gold dust that's spit out through the air when the volcano has a little eruption.
Well, don't mind me while I order 30 vacuums off of Amazon. I have a place to go.
I got
guys.
somewhere to go.
Yeah.
I might be back next week.
Yeah. Dyson, help me, please.
Exactly.
Yeah, scientists discovered that its gusts of gas are loaded with tiny crystals of metallic gold, and gold dust from Mount Erebus can travel far and wide, with researchers finding traces of gold in the air up to 621 miles from the active volcano. So you don't even have to get that close to it to possibly reap the benefits.
No, I need to be close just to make sure that I get the gold.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any plans to try to recover or reclaim any of this gold. I don't know exactly how that works.
Sounds a little dangerous in my non-scientific estimate,
Yeah.
but I can imagine going to the top of the volcano and like peeking in to see if the gold's going to come out, and it doesn't end well.
Yeah, like, can we like drop like a net over the top of it that
Well,
catches it? I don't know.
I don't know if you want to suppress the expulsion that has to happen. I have some history with that, and it's not. Anyway,
It doesn't end well.
let's just
ever.
keep moving.
Yeah, I'm not thinking this thing through.
Kenny, what else do you have?
There's a restaurant in LA. It's become very well known. It's called Sage Vegan Bistro. But on Earth Day, the head chef and owner decided they would change it up a little bit. It's no longer Sage Vegan Bistro. It's now Sage Regenerative Kitchen and Brewery. And now they're serving meat and dairy.
Oh,
On
boy.
Earth Day of all the days, like, you know what? Let's just spice it up a little bit.
Well, I think, thankfully, there's no shortage of vegan restaurants in Los Angeles.
That's true.
I think most of them are vegan, and there's like one or two meat eater
Right, good luck
places
finding meat.
left.
Yeah, well, this caused a lot of backlash on social media. They received more than 3,000 comments pouring in, some calling it a sham, deeply disturbing, a bummer announcement, a huge betrayal to animals.
Yes, producer Heather.
Well, as a vegetarian, I can speak to why these protesters are only protesting online and not out in the public, because they don't have enough iron in their blood. They can't. They don't have the energy to get outside and actually protest.
I don't know. I don't know if that's true. Kenny, thank you for keeping us somewhat informed.
That's what's happening.
Jabo, what is happening in your world today?
Last week, I had a chance to spend some time with my nieces and nephews when I was dealing with the family emergency. And one of my nephews, growing up, he probably didn't start talking until he was about 2 or 3. And so that was a huge concern in our family. But now he's about 10, 11, I think. And that boy won't stop talking. He talks all the time. Here's the thing. I'm thankful for it because his personality is just there. And he's genuinely funny. Like, he's a funny kid.
Yeah, as parents say, in the cliche way they do, every kid is different.
Yeah, well, he's definitely different.
Everyone's on their own track.
Yeah, he has 2 older brothers, and he's always roasting them. And it's funny, too. I'm like, bro, you're so observant, and the things you say is so hilarious.
That's great. Ask him what he thinks of what camera guy Josh did to that date many years ago. I want to hear his take on it. Hey, producer Heather, what's happening in your world today?
You know what, J-Bo? My Leslie is 12, and she still hasn't started to talk yet, so don't worry about it.
Your Leslie's a dog.
It's your dog.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Still my baby. Anyway, so I know that we've been talking a lot about how I asked Kenny to go to a movie. All this drama. His girlfriend got involved. It was a whole thing, right? Well, I'm putting this all to bed, and I just went to see the movie by myself.
Oh, yeah, you guys were thinking about going to see Civil War.
Yeah.
Which has been very popular over the last couple weeks, tops at the box office. And you just thought, his girlfriend wouldn't want to see it based on her previous movie experience.
Correct.
And you thought your husband, you knew he wouldn't want to see it. And so you asked Kenny. It was innocent. And then it turned into something that wasn't innocent.
Oh, yeah.
Meaning that, it was controversial.
People got upset.
People were throwing out their opinions and all this stuff.
So what'd you do?
I just went and saw the movie.
Oh,
By myself.
yourself?
Why didn't you just ask your husband to go with you?
Because I was over it. I was tired of it. I just wanted to go. All I wanted to do was see a movie.
Yeah.
That's it.
How was
And
it?
It was good.
Was it worth it? Was it worth all the madness?
I don't know if it was worth all the madness, but it was a good movie and I enjoyed it.
Okay, good.
So
Well,
there was that.
I'm glad you enjoyed that. Speaking
Yeah.
of movies, I saw a movie that I was quite surprised by. It was in theaters for a little while, and then it's out there now for everyone to see. And I bring this up because you may be a curious person like me. There's a movie called Jesus Revolution. And if you've
I've heard
ever
that
been
movie.
curious, first of all, great acting,
Mhm.
so interesting, compelling story. I'd never heard it before. But if you've ever wondered, why these people who are believers, and I'm a believer,
yeah.
why we would ever believe what we believe.
Yeah,
it's
it's a
a
good movie.
fascinating peek behind the curtain, and it may pique your curiosity to see why I go to church on Sundays or why
Right.
I have a community of friends who believe the same thing. And it was a very well done movie. Usually movies in that genre, they have a bad reputation of being really cheesy.
Yes.
Check
And
this out
corny.
if you're curious. And then, it's not like talking to your uncle awkwardly about it. It's just why do people feel and
no
tick
one's
the way
yelling
they do?
at you either. It's
Yeah.
a good
It's
movie.
a scripted movie or a documentary?
Documentary.
Oh, it's a
in way.
documentary,
Well,
gotcha.
no, it's a movie that's scripted
Scripted.
based on real events. That
Gotcha.
happened.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's very interesting, and I was surprised by it. I started watching it thinking I'd turn it off in 15 minutes, and I was like, whoa, this is really good.
Yeah.
So I wanted to mention that. This is the TJ Show. Thank you for turning your radio on today.